You're welcome to Inspiration Unlimited, and as you know, all we do is to bring you motivation. And today with me is Dela Botry. He is the one we are celebrating on the journey. We want to talk about his life. We want to talk about all the countries he has visited, including Asia, Africa, and the Middle East. Do you also know that he has been on 52 trips just with the flute? You get to know in this interview. So sit, relax as I talk to Dela Botry.
Oh, Africa.
Dela, you're welcome to this.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, for us at Inspiration Unlimited, we like to talk about your life. So I'd like to know, were you a Daddy B or you were just that hustling nigga?
I'm a hustler.
You're a hustler.
Very, very hustler.
Tell me some of the things you did as a hustler.
Well, beginning, I think I was 10 years. I have to start selling kerosene. I have to start selling newspapers for granite sellers. And from there I have to go and hustle and do construction, to dig the foundation, manhole, sockaway, all those work. I have to be a driver's mate. I mean, a lot.
A lot. So in chasing your dreams, you have done all the baller jobs, as we call it in Ghana.
Of course, it's a job.
Wow. And then, so how many instruments do you play?
I play 3 instruments. First, I started with the percussion. Light percussion, then to the percussion, then to the flute, atentebe, then to voice. So I have 3 main instruments.
I know that you won the Best Traditional Artist of the Year in 2008. And for me, you still reigned all that time, because whenever I put my TV on, I mean, you are relevant in the industry. But there are few of you. Why is it so?
The thing is that, you see, we are... there's a saying that, you know, like I said earlier on to you during our discussions, you don't see it as this is an African, this is Ghanaian, this is what I want to do. You need to have the call. Yeah. If your feelings doesn't tell you that you should do it, you don't have to force yourself. You marry a woman because you love her. So you cannot just go and say, I want to play an African instrument because you want to play it. If you don't have the passion here, it doesn't work, forget. You need to have a passion for it, and you know that marriage is a long journey. If you want to take the music to play traditional African instrument, it should be a long journey for you in your life.
Okay, you see, we are talking about your life and still chipping in these things. And there's something I would like to say. I'm not defending anybody, but for me, I think most people are now doing music out of, you know, the flashy things that are going on. But for me, I think they can still learn the instrument and promote the African thing. And should that also be a calling, or some people are just being lazy?
The thing is that, first, for me, being a musician, my background, what I have achieved is different from maybe someone else. Someone also be a musician. In Ghana, let's say we identify a musician as a singer. If you tell somebody you're a musician, the only question that they ask you is, but that is not a question. If you go to Europe or America, if you say you're a musician, the first question they ask you, what do you play?
You are getting me to, what I want to ask you and what I want people to know about you. And this is because Inspiration Unlimited, as I've already said, we bring you the best, especially on the journey. And this is the journey, and we are talking to Dela Botry. Now, Dela is a composer. He's a writer. He sings. He plays instruments. And for me, I think he's a performer as well. So I think
instructor.
Yeah, he is an instructor as well. So this is an opportunity for us all to get to know what you do in all this. What you do. What does it take for you to be a composer? What does it take for you to be a writer? Can you brief us a little about it?
Because first, if you want to compose, you need to have a directional of what you want to do. For instance, if you want to compose just a lyrics to, let's say, a beat and do something, it depends on the style and the direction you are doing. For instance, if I want to do, let's say, traditional music with a contemporary context, that means that I need the traditional aspect, you know, to be the root of the contemporary world. Because one, if like you saw me dressing, I have dressed traditional and contemporary. Which way can you tell me? This is traditional from Ghana. This is traditional. Exactly. This is not from Ghana.
Yeah.
So automatically it's from the Western world. So we mix a combination, we adopt something from the Western style of composition and adopt also our root should be like you are building this hotel. The foundation, if the foundation is not strong, the building can never be a
So that's the composition.
The composition has to be very strong.
Very strong. And the writing is for the lyrics.
Yes.
And the singing is what I see you do. And the instrument is what I see you play.
Yes.
You see, I have two powerful questions for you, and I'm thinking of which one to bring first. But the first one will blow your mind because it's something I know about you. I know you were invited by the U.S. government to do a study in leadership. And for me, for the little I know you got that also through the instruments. And I wish you brief me about it. What did you learn? What did you achieve with that knowledge they gave you?
Well, actually, I was invited by the U.S. government through the American embassy. They have some visitors from the U.S. and I was just invited by the cultural attaché to see what we can do, a collaboration. Then after that, the guys were so crazy to see Ghanaian instruments doing all this amazing blues, jazz, and all sort of things. So what happened is that there is a program in the United States designed for artists. That one was designed for artists in 2010. 2010. And it's called International Visitor Leadership Program. And so I was called by the U.S. cultural attaché for me to send my CV to be sent to the States. I even forgot about it because I was traveling doing my thing. Then I was in the house, then they called me that I have a good news. I said, is it to perform for the American, because we perform for the ambassador in his residence. So I thought that is why he was calling me, but it's something different. He said, oh, your CV has really made a very good impact for you. You are invited by the U.S. government, so you have to get your passport, come to the embassy and fill your form. They will fill the form for you at the embassy. You don't have to pay for the visa because the government project. So I went to the embassy and I filled the forms with them. Actually, they were doing the form. They were asking me a question. So after filling it, I went to get my visa. Then I left the States. And what actually I learned from there, if I want to share it with Ghanaians, about how to raise money to support the art industry.
Yeah, that's so cool.
You know, how to raise money to support the industry.
Okay, so it's still Inspiration Unlimited, and this is the journey with Dela. Dela is going to tell us his values, and then he will tell us what the African instrument will do for the African musicians, especially in Ghana. So I know that you have traveled around the world, and for you to be able to sail through and still be going, then it means that there are values which you have kept. And so we would like to know your values, when it comes to your personal relationship with people. What are the things you won't do or will do?
Well, but if you ask me these questions, let's say, if you meet people around the world, or in Ghana, or whatever, you know, there's one thing we are all following, what? Music. You know, so what happened is that if I want to mingle myself with you and you are in the same situation, the same industry, we discuss whatever we are going to do. I just take my instrument and follow, you know, because I have to create impact in what you are asking me to do.
So you create impact?
Yes, I have to create impact, because if you ask me to come and work with you on your song, or is that not a question?
Yeah, that's it.
So I need to be in your mood to make it sound the way you are, even your imagination, because you have to, like always said, from the heart.
from the heart. So you know I do this on the journey. I tell you the values of our personnel, even though he has said it. He says he creates impact, and I know that when you create impact, you'll be called again. So he's always working more than what you are expecting to get. And when you get it, you call him again. So if you are listening, then you also have to do same, create impact wherever you are. Dela knows how to read instrument, he knows how to read music. I want him to tell us when he started learning it, where he learned it, and who also gave him that opportunity.
First, I would like to thank God the Almighty again. One, I started with the Okoto Bijakotra trip when I was 10. And I have to, how do you call it? In 1979, that was the year that I started, but I have to join Pan-African Orchestra because I was invited to join the group. But then I was thinking of attending Cape Coast University or Winneba University to learn how to read music. I was thinking of continuing my journey.
It has always been music?
Yes, of course, that's what I want to do. I have a passion for it. And when I joined the Pan-African Orchestra, actually, it helped. I mean, I was really helped a lot by Nana Danso Abiam. I have to learn how to read music. And some of the things, I also taught at the being instructor at the University of Ghana from 1996 to 2004. But I continue a little bit also at the university. From the orchestra, I have to learn from one late Mr. C.K. Adum, who was helping actually with the theoretical aspect of it. Because one, it's a traditional instrument from Ghana. It's just 10 CDs instrument or 15 CDs instrument that you can buy.
What you are holding down, just hold it and play something for me. Just play something for us. Wow. That was so nice. You do it again. After you are going to inspire all the Ghanaian musicians. I wish everybody could play an instrument, because for me, if you travel and you're able to take an instrument and you say, hey, this is from Ghana, this is what we do, I think it's going to give you a plus. And Dela is one of the people I'm looking up to. So I think it's time for you to tell the Ghanaian musicians why they have to learn this instrument.
Well, first, it's not only this. There are more of the traditional instruments. Somebody wants to play a percussion, somebody wants to play a xylophone, somebody wants to play a goje, somebody wants to play a korgo, the Ayusoba instrument, someone to play other things. But what I feel is that you need to understand music. You need to understand music, because if you don't understand music, then you have a problem in terms of fusion or collaboration. Because one, this is a chromatic instrument. When you talk about chromatic, it's unlimited keys. But if you don't know how to apply it, then you have a problem. Because I play the traditional music, classical music, jazz music with this. It's made in Ghana by late Efumamu. I give him the credit.
Wow.
God bless his soul.
So if you never knew, the flute was made by Efumamu.
Yeah, he invented actually the historical of the Atentebe is from the Kwahu Plateau. That is how, I mean, we have what we call, they have what they call tritonic scale. It's only 3, but he made it, how do you call it, heptatonic, so that is more capable of playing more the scale. Like those times is, these are the most that they have, but now it's capable of playing all the, you know, you can play jazz, you can play classical music, but if you don't know how to read the music, or if you don't know the skills on this, you cannot. You have to learn it. And with reading, helped me a lot to open my mind to see other world. You understand? But suppose if you go to, let's say, somebody from the village who play the Atentebe, who doesn't have the knowledge of this, that is the difference between, he is limited. You know, but I'm here trying to organize a seminar, a workshop to train other people. Now I'm going to get myself active into teaching as well. I'm going to start teaching with Ghana International School from next year, January or so. Then I will have some time also to organize a workshop for Atenteben players in Ghana to see how we can develop more people. And I'm working currently with Musica to create a manual for them, so that if you go to the market, you can just buy the manual.
Come and learn it at home.
You understand?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's nice. We are ending the interview and I'm so sad, but don't worry, he will play it for us again. But before we end, he's going to motivate us. He's going to talk to all of us. He's going to give us some words of inspiration, because I know you want to be great. I want to be great. He is great. He should talk to us.
Well, my advice is, sometimes a lot of people think that you have to drink alcohol before you can perform, but I don't believe in that, because it's not from here. If it's from here, you don't need alcohol. Always, like I was telling you earlier on, the person who motivates me is God Almighty, and God is spirit. So when I close my eyes to perform, that means the spirit of Him is already dwelling in me. I don't want to communicate with any physical thing. It's like going to church, you close your eyes and pray, you see that the spirit of God comes automatically, you get the chills in you. So in that case, you don't have to drink alcohol before you can perform your music, because everything is in you. So what about if you don't have the alcohol? Then you are no you.
So it's not you.
Yeah.
Wow. So this is the kind of motivation we need. So to the musicians, you do not need any extra alcohol or any other thing. It's in you. If it's in you. And the lessons, since he came, he has been talking about God. We love God, but then we are all loving God the more. And he's about to go. He's going to play something straight from God for us. So. Was that a song?
It's improvisation from God.
Wow.
I cannot play what I play now again.
Wow, that's so nice.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for sharing. And then we are happy to know your life story. At least it was zero to hero, and that alone is a certificate of glory. We have come to the end of another edition. This has been The Journey, and today we were graced by the laboratory, who told us a lot. I am taking home the fact that I always have to do above your expectation. So you too, when you go, leave an impact. Dela have left so many impacts in 52 countries, and he's still doing more. So there's no time to waste. I just have to say bye, and I'm so sad to do it. Dela, bye-bye.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Wow. Inspiration Unlimited is all about motivation, entertainment, and education. Today we had it from Great Word to my inspiration and The Journey, which was graced by Dela. I can't stop mentioning his name. And we are ending it all here now. I'm going to say bye-bye, but as I always do, I tell you that life is good. So live it to the fullest. Until we meet again next week on this same station, GH1, we are going to meet on the flip side. So you can get on. Bye.
Oh, Africa.